Okay. Oh, you look beautiful, by the way. Great to see you again.
Thank you. You too. Love the mask.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay, cool. The idea is just a really freaky rapture fucking deviant, you know? Someone who
Mhm.
couldn't really exist on the surface and had to come below. So, what do you reckon?
It fits. I like
It
it.
fits exactly, and I just got a bit of like aquatic colors. I've got green and blue, and it kind of fits with the mask as well. So just crazy, insane rapture guy, and then I might actually get someone from the community maybe to do some art of this character and kind of create maybe a story about him. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, fantastic! So how is Mert?
He's good.
That's terrific.
He's
Oh, good.
he's tired. His schedule for work changed a bit, so he's been like out till 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh wow. What does he do again?
He's an electrician, and they're working on a big like office building. And when they were there during normal hours, the people on the phones were complaining about the noise. So they're like, "Hey, you're gonna do stuff at night now."
Right, that's right, that's right. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully, I'm just because we're here in Australia, and all we can do, just in terms of the general situation, I guess, with like politics or whatever, is just send good vibes. But
Yeah.
like it's weirdly relieving to hear that there's like something on your husband to be's end like happening. Is it related to the tensions? It's like no, it's just like I can't wait for life to go back to like normal shit and like normal things going wrong, like or
Yeah.
things coming up and so
Well, ideally, I'd hope that they'd be better than normal when they
yes.
return,
Thank
but
you.
some sort of normalcy and just like having a routine.
That's right. Fantastic. I completely agree. So, yeah. Another thing that I'm really stoked about is having Muse on and or Krizia. Does she go by Krizzy or what's best?
Not sure.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. And just seeing because I know that you guys only met last year, but there's such a kinship there that just like how because the comparison is totally fair, by the way. I'm not even kidding. You know how you saw like the Harry Potter kids like kind of grow up on screen, and you can kind of go back and kind of see if
Yeah.
depending on schedules, like anything can come up. But if you and her like end up just being able to find whatever time to do it, and it's like you'll be able to kind of see the chronicle of your friendship through the like that kind of growth. I think that might be kind of cool.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
I reckon, yeah.
It's fun. It's like a time capsule.
Time capsule, exactly. I've already the main show just reached 231 episodes, so I'm really getting a sense of like, oh shit, I've been doing this for like a
Yeah,
non-insignificant.
that's dedication.
Yeah, so and it suits me well because I am just I'll show you later. Like I just updated the podcast artwork for the main channel, and there's like the 20 different categories of what I tend to talk about that like ranges into like travel, cuisine, all this kind of stuff. But there are if it gets its own dedicated outlet, like Bioshock, then
Mhm,
that's how you know it's like next level. Like next level
mhm.
appreciation. So um, and yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm also, because I'm an empath and my fiance and I are both empaths, all we want is honestly to just, for the rest of the world to just like, just shut up and like let everyone in America like do their thing, have their say, and
Mhm.
like, we're going to talk about alternate dimensions and alternate histories in this episode because that's Bioshock in a way. It'll be good to rejoin the non Black Mirror. I think we talked about this last time as well. So just rejoin that less stressful timeline. But give me now, because I've taken up so many airwaves. How have you been in general with like your crafting? I know you stayed up a bit, creating stuff.
Yeah, so I've still been playing a lot of Animal Crossing,
Yeah.
but I made my island completely Bioshock themed.
Okay.
And even though a lot of people know Bioshock because it's been around a long time, I noticed that some of the newer players in the Animal Crossing community didn't really know Bioshock because most of them are like moms for the first time. Like the Switch is like their first actual like console.
Yeah, it's very
And
accessible.
they did release Bioshock for the Switch, so I was like, oh my god, you should check it out, because they would come to my island and be like, wow, this is so cool. I'm like, if only you knew the stuff, the meanings behind everything.
Yeah.
And I had stayed up the other night to actually, I tried to impersonate Tenenbaum talking
Okay.
about how my island is technically another lighthouse, and it's where the citizens and some of the little sisters and stuff escaped Rapture before the fall.
Perfect.
And obviously, because of the mental damage, they couldn't go back to society, so they inhabited
Oh,
this abandoned island and made another mini Rapture, so to speak.
it's beautiful. And I just, as you did last time with bringing your ideas to who we hope is listening, which is people with 2K, with Bioshock, in that ability to kind of do this. What Eric is suggesting here, which is please start really tapping into what you have on your hands with Bioshock, because I still think, as much as there's a fandom around in a community, and this has nothing to do with like cash grab or whatever, it's just the license itself, the premise itself is so rich with all the directions it can go. Like, I would love to see like more novels about it, but at the same time, I would be totally on board. Like, I have that ability to be like, you know what, if they do a line of like brand new like Bioshock plushies or whatever, like, or if they do like
Yes.
a kitty animated series focused just on the little sisters, here's a pitch. So the little sisters, obviously, as you say, like mentally, there's some issues there, quite understandably. The Animal Crossing verse that you created could basically be how they see the world, and like everything's like bright and happy and stuff, but in the real world it's like super grimy and awful. But like, what if that's like a trick of their perception? Like, that's how they, because they talk in a very kind of
Mhm.
cutesy way, like, oh, Mr. Bubbles,
With
so they,
rose glasses.
yes, and so they mentally are living in that kind of cutesy Animal Crossing type world. So it's amazing, and I'm so glad to hear that you kind of found that new outlet, which is really cool. Nice.
Yeah, like I knew it was a little bit of a stretch, but like
No, it's great.
I figured, one of the more popular villagers is Raymond, and he kind of looks like a doctor. So I was like, oh, well, he tried to reverse the effects of Adam, and
Yeah,
instead people just grew into animals. There. Somehow
absolutely.
tied together.
Totally. Okay, so we've got her ready. Okay, you can hop on now. And I'll just send her the link again, I suppose. I like how she was waiting for permission to be invited. It's like, what are you doing? You're the host. It's so crazy. Um, okay, hold on a sec. Just gonna send her the link again. Did you like how the last one turned out?
I did.
That's really good. I do like to kind of do all the sort of atmosphere enhancing things. Okay, so she
Yeah.
should be jumping in any moment now. Hopefully. Hopefully. And another thing I've developed because of all the years of podcasting is I just don't do the dead air thing. It's like there's just always stuff to kind of riff about. So
Hmm.
where it's like, and it's so interesting. Some podcasts actually do that. They just sort of go quiet for like, and I'm like,
Well, a certain amount is building the suspense. Once you reach that point, then it's just awkward.
exactly, exactly. And so I, again, as I think I mentioned, I won't go on about it too much, but one of my main reasons for even getting into podcasting is because I just felt like a disproportionate amount of podcasts just do not respect the listener's time, either by
Mhm.
like discussing really uninteresting stuff or whatever. But anyway, we have finally, since the inception of the first kind of discussions we were having and comments about, I would say probably like 4 months ago or so, Izzy.
Feels longer than that.
It was longer than that, but we actually have Muse.luft, aka Krizia, aka Izzy, joining us. There she is. Fantastic. Good to see you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear
Beautiful.
you for a sec.
Welcome. How are
Hello.
you? I
It's like the
have.
day I met you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Krizia, how have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah, life. Life. Life has
Yeah, life.
Yes.
Like, you know, up and down. You get good days, you get bad days.
That's right. That's right. But look, I just Erica and I were just riffing about, yeah, trying to kind of stave off being overtly existential and full of dread, and we're just both kind of keeping busy. But we also touched on how, like, she started talking about her Animal Crossing venture, and just about how the way that the little sisters, and I think each of you with your uh, cosplay counterparts, you know, little sister for Erica and Elizabeth for Chrysia. There's a kinship there that, again, my sisters, like, they you know, I actually, again, I think I mentioned this. I'm such an old man. Old men tend to just like tell the same story over again. But I, back in like 1998, like I was the one kind of getting into the cosplay thing, and then my sisters kind of took over. And one thing I would always observe and like increasingly respect over the years is that in order to really like spend the amount of time that you do on a cosplay, it actually you tend to kind of meld with the person because you're just sort of in that sphere of who they are, and you develop like a deep kinship. So that's why, as I haven't been throwing that term around. Like, you both are scholars, respectively, of your you know, respective kind of spheres of like the Bioshock kind of realm, you know. And I love that we have both, you know, Infinite and the, you know, original Bioshock represented here by each of you. It's kind of feels like the UN of Bioshocks. It's great.
The best of all the worlds in one.
Definitely.
We like to be free flowing here, and Muse, you need to go on all the tangents. This is your actual cathartic outlet for all of your Bioshock kind of pitches, ideas, or whatever. And I know you have some Disney crossover Bioshock stuff to discuss, but just imagine like a UN of all of, like, for example, like an interdimensional UN of like Comstock, Andrew Ryan, and it's like all the different kind of crazy dystopias. Like, I don't know. That's just riffing. What
I
do you
really
reckon?
tried to get Justin to come.
Ah,
But
you
he
could
had
have.
he had some family things, so I was like, "Don't worry, there'll be many more."
That's right. That's right.
It would have been nice to have Booker though.
It would have been. It would have been. Yes, it would have been. So also context for my costume. It was a bit thrown together. I didn't have anything on brand, and again, my sisters are more in the realm of the dedicated cosplay craft, and I'm sure they would have jumped at the chance to make me something or whatever. I decided not to do goth or anything, but my thing here is Rapture Deviant. So it's a generic Rapture guy who was like, they couldn't fucking handle me on the surface, so I came down to kind of freak out with all the freaks in Rapture. So,
I like
and
it.
they just,
I
yeah,
like it.
and that kind of suits me because I like to kind of consider myself outside of, you know, conventions, as I'm sure both of you. I think Bioshock kind of
A
tends to draw.
troublemaker.
That's right. That's right. Bioshock kind of draws the outsiders, and Ken Levine, I think he poured a lot of his feelings of, you know, self-isolation and having your own mind and your own thoughts. But anything taken to extremes is not the best.
I really like your costume because for me, before you said anything, what I thought was like you were this gangster that in Rapture they did not like, but
Yeah. Oh.
they ruined your face, but they're like, he's smart though, we'll keep him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I could have been. Yeah, like some kind of fucking Adam, like fuck up with the Adam and Eve kind of experiment, you know. And so it's just messed with my face, and it's like this almost like maybe like a local legend of, you know, that one guy who has always sees the fedora and the creepy kind of interdimensional face. And it could also be because if you go to the let's see, I'm gonna break the illusion now because I've only got the suit from the waist up. So in back in the conceptualization phase, there was a pitch actually for enemies that had been caught between dimensions. So this is a bit gross, but there you go.
Oh, that looks cool.
Okay.
That's right. So I'm not too far off canon, I suppose, with like person with kind of fucked up interdimensional face. But
Well,
Erica.
before plastic surgery, that's how the warriors would come home from, you know, World War I and II and stuff, like all disfigured. So definitely possible.
Someone's been watching Boardwalk Empire, right?
No,
Oh, okay, cool. Well, no spoilers here. It's
I
same
just know random stuff.
Same era though. But I've been going on way too much. You two need to, just like Last of Us podcast, I needed to start getting Anne Marie and Catherine to start reining me in, because I'm like the producer that keeps talking. You need to like slowly take over this show. No pressure. Like we record whenever it suits. But Erica needs to be like, okay, Albert, like let's move it along. You need to do
Well,
that.
I wanted to ask Erica something actually, because you started saying that, you know how when we get into cosplay, it's some like for most of us, it's more like we feel
An extension of yourself,
like the
or
character.
what you want
Yes.
of you. Definitely.
And
It gives you that type of courage that you can't necessarily find elsewhere.
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
It was hard for me at first because when I first played Bioshock, like I fell in love with the game. Still in love. But when I wanted to cosplay her, in my mind, I was like, I could never be her.
Big shoes to fill, yeah.
Well, also because I'm Hispanic and I am dark.
No, so
dumb.
that I know that's a sensitive topic in the cosplay community, but you can literally cosplay whoever.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter.
it really
And
does.
even when it comes to accuracy, unless you're getting paid by like the producer of the content, it doesn't matter.
Also-
and even when I'm giving advice, it's, you know, whatever fits your body and whatever is comfortable. Because if you're not in a comfortable cosplay, it becomes a job and it's no longer fun.
I want to
Yes.
say here to that, but also, Chrisia, Hispanic, whatever color, but yeah, Hispanic Elizabeth is
You were
canon.
just in a different timeline.
Exactly, she's canon because of the infinite universes. So you are representing canon Elizabeth from that timeline. So okay, so you need to like own that.
Yeah, it just felt really good. Like my first Kineticon was the year before I met Erica. I think it was 2018. I was
Oh, yeah.
Harley. And I was
Oh,
really, really nervous to be Harley from Suicide Squad because I was like, people are not going to like it because, you know, I'm tan or whatever. But I went and everyone was like, oh my God, let me take a picture with you. And I was like, oh, no one notices. I just see the
That's right.
character and it was great. And
That's-
then the next year when I saw Erica and I got into Elizabeth, I was still very nervous. But like people just saw the character and it was great. And it made me feel like I belonged. It was great.
oh, that's so sweet.
Yes.
I think that segues us perfectly into, because last episode I gave Erica the floor, or rather she took the floor, because you just do whatever, you guys. It's your show. But Kezia, if you wanted to kind of introduce yourself and go into your kinship with and engagement with Bioshock, the origins, go for it.
Okay, well, hello, my name is Krizia. Most people call me Izzy, or actually, I lied. Most people call me Muse because that's what everyone knows me on my social media.
Guilty.
And they'll ask me, what should I call you? And I'm like, you can call me whatever. I'll respond.
Great.
I don't know, my persona has just become Muse.
Mhm.
We'll get into that story later.
That's okay.
Or right now, it's just I've always heard people saying that the way I am, my creativity inspires them somehow. And at first, I never really understood. Like, what do you mean I inspire you? What do I do? I'm just myself. But like growing up, I've just molded into this person who is Muse now. So.
You remind me of my fiance so much, and you too, Erica, because it's like there's this thing of like, but what? But what do you mean? Like I'm inspired, and it's so
Yes.
endearing. It's so endearing. I'll tell you a story. If you guys were at our, because we're getting married next year, that's the plan with COVID. I would tell this. I'll give you a preview of what I'm gonna say with like the cheers or whatever. So one time, I Ray, she didn't have a drink. Like everyone had like their drink or whatever, and I poured her. And we don't drink, so it's just like water. And I actually thought she didn't have one. Turns out she did. But when I went to kind of give her a cheers, and she's like, no thanks, I already have one. And it was like, that's how her mind instead of thinking about like, oh, she's just trying to cheers me, it's like, thanks, I already have one. And I was like, that is such a unique way of thinking. And there's this sense that, I mean, you hear it in a bunch of songs, certainly from the 20s and 30s, which is like the purview of Bioshock, but just the idea of someone not knowing how beautiful they are and kind of being a bit puzzled by the idea of like, what am I this person? Am I this person who would deserve being cheersed to? And it's like, I'm not trying to give you a glass of water. I know you already have one. I'm trying to give you like a little cheers to be like, thank you for being who you are. So you're all from that same cloth of like super humble fucking creative people. So
Yes, the same. Like, Erica, thank you for being who you are. I miss you. I was so happy.
Thank you. I know, I was so bummed that they kind of canceled the con this year, but definitely a good call. But I definitely feel that because it doesn't happen very often, but specifically when I go like to a couple stores like Walmart and like Hot Topic, there's like the couple people that are like, "Is that you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm just me." And especially because not including this year because we didn't have the con, I've only been doing this cosplay for 2 years. So for it to have enough context for people to be like, "Hey, you," I'm just like, "What?"
And it doesn't seem like that. Like, your confidence level is so high. And I'm like, she must have done this for years. But hearing that you've only done it for I'm like, can I get to your level?
Aw.
But it's like you said, you're just you know? And I mean, definitely putting like this on, it's like, yeah, like it's that feeling of like confidence, like I said, that you can't necessarily always get there other days, you know? And I do feel that like clothing can, you know, it does more than just express you, but it can lift you up. You know, like when you're hanging out in your PJs, you're like, ugh. And then when you dress up on this, you're like, ooh. Like, clothes make you feel a certain way. And cosplay taps into that and just takes it to the next level. And especially because it is, you know, fandom. People get obsessed over things. And they're like, yeah, that's my niche. And then they're like, that's my niche too. And then we have like this, where we have bonds.
I am a Scorpio, so...
I am too. What are you, Erica?
No, I'm Taurus.
Taurus, that's my sister as well. She's sister's friend. So cool. Okay, so two Scorpios and a Taurus. And what is, do you know Justin, what he is?
A Sagittarius.
Oh, cool. I dig it. Nice. Yeah. Good dynamics. I don't, if we had a Pisces, there may be an issue. No, I'm kidding. It'll be fun. And what is Mert?
He's also Taurus.
Taurus, and Ray is an Aries. So we have lots of, she's a fire sign, I'm a water sign, so this. But it's good, you know, you want that dynamism of, you don't want, I'm so curious about two Tauruses though. Like, how does that work? Like, clashing horns?
Well, there's a big misconception about Tauruses being, like, stubborn. And, like, we can be if we feel strongly about something, but it's more of that we have a routine. And when you break the routine, we get mad.
You break routine, I break you.
I break you.
Like we're not keen to sudden change. We like change slowly.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Wow. I honestly, we could go into just like, honestly,
anything.
Yeah, Bioshock. What the thing is, Ken Levine, he just did that mic drop of like, I honestly think it is.
He opened all the doors.
Literally every possible door. I want to say that this is across media. I don't think I've read a book this way or seen a film. It's certainly not a sequel where they literally say. This also speaks to how many kind of conventions he had to break with Infinite in particular. You know that he had some 2K people being like, no, don't do Infinite last. Do that like as the 12, like Bioshock 12. Don't do it now because then, you know. But he just said like, fuck it, like why not? Like, and it is very inspiring. So I as you saw, I did my own pitch. I guess we can do a quick little round table. Have each of you speculated. We'll go with Chris. Izzy, Muse. we'll figure it out. We'll start with you. We'll do it the round table. Have you thought about part 4 and kind of speculated about settings and what would be for your listeners, for your viewers and like community tuning in? Here's your time to kind of be like, here's my idea for Bioshock 4. You know.
Well, I haven't really looked into a lot of the news that's coming out yet because I kind of want to be surprised. I don't want like what's happening with what is that game?
That's cool.
There's a game. Keanu Reeves is in it.
Oh, Cyberpunk 2077.
That one.
Yep.
That one. Justin would hate me for forgetting it. But Cyberpunk, like, every time there's a announcement and everyone's like all excited, and then, oh, it's pushed back. And I don't want that to happen to me, so I try not to see too many news of the new Bioshock. But in my head, I'm just thinking, like, what if they do it in space? I might hate it, but like it. I'm like, I don't know. It would be very interesting. But at the same time, like, I don't want it to feel like a Fifth Element movie.
Oh, that's actually, the thing is, what would you say are the essential ingredients? And I'll field this to Erica too. The essential ingredients of Bioshock. Ken has revealed them himself. He's like, it's like these three things. It's like innovative gameplay. I'm like, Ken, stop downplaying the fucking majesty you've created. He's like, ugh. So what is the definitive Bioshock kind of experience for you? What are the essential elements apart from the lighthouse and the girl and the, you know?
I feel like right here in my heart that they're not going to do anything with like a girl and a lighthouse, and that's what I'm scared of, because I'm like, no, that's a big part
You have to.
of Bioshock.
Yeah, it has to be. And I think it has to be a female protagonist, frankly. Like, and that's not smoke blowing or white knighting or whatever. It's just like, if you're talking about multiple dimensions, like what comes after infinity, like the feminine is just that. It is just that circle shape of like all these directions, and like, and you know, Eric and I, we talked about the idea of, what was it, like between the dimensions, like.
Yeah, so basically, because all the doors have opened, you could hop through the times and you go through all the decades and experience everything. That would be it for me.
I fucking hype out every time you say that. It's like, I may as well be watching a trailer of that happening whenever you say that. It just weirdly, it's like, yeah, hopping between them. Like,
you just take Infinite and just like give it a bunch of nitro and run with it.
Yep. Fuck yeah, I love it.
I don't know if you've seen any of Satoshi Kon's films. There's one called Millennium Actress that she actually goes through her life's journey as an actress, but in the film it's as if you're going through each century of Japan, like history.
Oh.
And in my head too, I was thinking, what if they do that with like Bioshock? Like one main character, and I was thinking maybe they would take a little sister from the first one, because you know they grow up. And
if you get the good ending, yes.
That's beautiful.
You take one of the sisters, and she just continues like the whole Elizabeth jumping through everything. It's just
well, because that links back into my Animal Crossing thing of them not truly being able to return to society because of the stuff that they went through. So then how do they cope? What do they do? What's the next step?
I'm just reading up Satoshi Kon. It's incredible. Thank you for that. You know, that name drop where I'll be putting stuff in the description for people, and as we go along, that's what's great. I love interactive art form as a launching platform for like further learning about history. I'm sure a lot of people learned about Ayn Rand for the first time through Bioshock, and I hadn't heard the word American exceptionalism and all that kind of stuff until Infinite. So I guess we could throw that onto the table of Erica. The central philosophical, what would be an interesting thing to kind of map the next Bioshock about?
I mean, I know it's already kind of been confirmed, but you know how you have Big Sister and Big Daddy protecting the little sisters, and you have Songbird and Elizabeth. There has to be something else that is the protector and the quote-unquote damsel in distress. So that, to me, that is a core element that has to be there. And I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that something of that line will be there.
Of course.
But that is at the heart of it for me, obviously.
Oh, I can almost hear. No, you go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to say, like, I've noticed that when a gaming company decides to put a girl as the main character, not many people really like it. They like the whole man save, you know, like Booker Elizabeth and the Big Daddy and little sister. So I'm like,
dynamic.
Oh, wait, like,
time to change it. It's really time to change it. I won't say it's cringe, but there are some moments where I'm like,
it's dominated.
Yeah, it's dominated, yeah. And see, I should,
or at least give you the choice. Like, I just started playing Genshin Impact, and in the beginning you get to choose your gender. And then either way, it's technically the same storyline. It's just you have to rescue your other twin that you didn't choose. You know, so it's the same plot.
We need to break more ground into the, you know, what Tomb Raider did a bit, but also with, you know, Mirror's Edge. It's just more female led. It's like, what do you fucking, like, come on, just come out of the 30s, you know, like, let's keep the setting in the 30s if you want, but let's step out. And nothing would be more of a symbolic, resounding affirmation of that than to make it, not only is it a female protagonist, but it is various different versions and realities of that same female protagonist going into, like, that is the challenge I give. And also we have a huge likelihood of that with the director. And we keep forgetting her name because it's so far out and we haven't just like memorized. Have you, from Cloud Chamber, she's wonderful. What is her?
I know her face. I'm better with faces.
Yeah, me too. I only know of her face.
But also, I want to say, okay, to Cloud Chamber, who's definitely tuning in, and I'm manifesting this because you're looking at your two hosts for Bioshock 4 premiere event 2022 LA right here, okay? You need to be, this is the beginning of this rapport that will be building between.
Dream.
Yes, no, it's no dream. It's going to be, it's happening. And I cannot wait for that day. It's going to be great.
Well, maybe it might happen 23 if Corona doesn't go away.
Oh
God forbid.
What if it's, could you, I mean, of course we could wait. We all have, you're both such like well-rounded and seemingly like, no.
We've waited this long already.
Yeah, waited this long and then, you know, you're both like, I love when people are like, yeah, I can do other things. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, especially if it just makes it that much like better. Yeah. Like one of the big things that I really realized, and then when I was deep diving into videos later on, even Ken Levine mentioned that when he was designing Bioshock, you know, you are enclosed technically. Like if I'm in Genshin Impact and I go into an area that I'm not supposed to be in yet, the little mini character's like, hey, let's do that later, and then pushes you away from that barrier.
Yeah.
And a couple times she's killed me, but there isn't any of that in Bioshock because Rapture, you're completely enclosed. You're surrounded by water, and then in Infinite, you're on a floating island. Like if you step off that, you're dead.
Yeah.
But having that sort of unseen guided hand is really nice. It doesn't break that reality of like, oh, hey, you can't go there now. Like,
yeah, that's right.
It snaps you back to, well, that sucks.
Okay. Awesome. We have a comment on the post where I posted, have a comment. So this game is excellent, easily has some of the best storytelling in any video game. Do you guys believe that Bioshock's development has helped unique individuals such as ourselves create a desire to be different in a way that we can connect to the outside world? Very, very perceptive question.
Very good.
I'll field it to Chrysia.
Of course.
Yeah, this is as hazing as we get here. We just throw you a few more questions than usual.
It was a very. Could you read like the ending again? I kind of got lost.
Yeah. So, do you guys believe that Bioshock's development has helped unique individuals such as ourselves create a desire to be different in a way that we can connect to the outside world? Now that I read it again, it is a little bit all over the place. But I suppose the question is just about. You know, the idea
to embrace your individuality.
Embrace your individuality, and it is something where Ken was like, I don't care if this sounds weird or strange. I am gonna have little sisters. I am gonna have big daddies. It is gonna be Adam. It is gonna be Eve. It's gonna be Ayn Rand. So it is this celebration, if you want, of individuality, which is what Andrew Ryan's thing was. You know, his entire central thing. So Bioshock is a celebration of individuality. So I'll throw it to you again, Chris.
All I know is, are you sure it wasn't a Lutece who did that comment? It sounds very Lutece to me.
Flip flop, exactly. Yeah.
It's like they're trying to say so many things and confuse me.
Well, I think part of it is it combines a lot of things because gaming is an art form, cosplay is an art form. Art in general is going against the grain and very unique because everyone has a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's the role of art to challenge and make people think on deeper layers than just, you know, design. Design is sort of like functional art, and then literature in its own way is, I mean, it's art unto itself, it's creativity, but, you know, I think art that has the purpose of just stretching and deepening your understanding of yourself and the world is like, that's art. So, and by far and away,
Philosophy. Mm-hmm.
philosophy. I mean, we have the term ludonarrative dissonance because of Bioshock, which is, it actually has directly added to the scholarship surrounding the study of the interactive art form. I'm such a fucking scholar. It's such a nerd. Fucking own it all, though.
No, I'm so excited because I've been watching a lot more of the Bioshock Hub on YouTube, and one that they did fairly recently talked about the other job listing that they had released, and it talks about the AI and trying to work with the AI and basically make it smarter. And I'm like, what if it learns how you play the game and then combats you that way?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a nightmare and a dream at the same time.
Kind of would be. We are on that frontier of things having that machine learning aspect where they just tailor themselves organically to each individual player. So that's going to be interesting.
I also think that each person who cosplays as anyone in the Bioshock universe, they just feel, more connected. So the story to them is just very important. But it's like the way I cosplay Elizabeth will be different from the way Erica, if she ever cosplays as Elizabeth in her version.
Corset all the way.
And then my little sister, it will be our own
You
character,
put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
You can take yourself and put it in their universe.
Yeah, so I feel like that's how we make... I think that's why a lot of people love Bioshock, because it's like, I can just make it my own. And then if someone says no, it's not canon, you just say lighthouses.
Yes. Done.
Love it, absolutely. And that is the gift that Levine gave us with Infinite, that it can be so many things. I think I just love how he got so fucking existential near the end. If you look at his interviews, because he was pushed back a few times, and then Elizabeth has that comment she has of the Duke and Dimwit. I think she comes Dimwit and Duke. She comes across one. She's like, "This one was delayed 3 times." And it was supposed to be like a tip of the cap to Levine having to delay it, because I'm sure at some point someone was like, "Wait a minute, we're gonna go there." It's like, yes, racial injustice, but we're gonna go there. Yes, extreme xenophobia and isolationism, and I directly attribute. Levine right now is Andrew Ryan / Comstock, because he's fucking vanished. He's he's created ghost story games, and he's doing this thing which is when just like this very Lutece type question, when he explains what the game is, you go, I see that you said some words there, but the reason why, and he says that if you're not, and David Bowie says this actually as well, if you're not in the realm where you're not making, you're a little bit not making sense, then you're not really breaking any new ground. Like, you need to, someone came up to someone like with Steve Jobs and said, and no, there's no buttons. You just move your finger. And then the person's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, you're saying words now, but how do you actually do the thing? And then Steve Jobs, So yeah. And I love that. Yeah, there is a spirit of innovation to Bioshock, which, even if the origin of it is like, oh yeah, they created a floating continent, it's because they're racists, but they created a floating continent. There's something curious there about what motivates people to invent new ways of thinking, or I guess, to think that they have it, they have it all figured out. It's like, yeah, fuck the rest of the world.
I think that we are living in our own version of Columbia. 2020 feels like Columbia to me.
You're absolutely right. It's almost scary, just the amount of grandstanding we see, like openly racist grandstanding. Like when I was, because I work, I kind of have the Bioshock Infinite script, and I just kind of look through it and read, and just hearing some of the rhetoric, hearing some of the way people are speaking through microphones or whatever, or voxes, or in Colombia, is like, I just heard Trump say that fucking same sentence, that xenophobically, that racist, oh my God, we actually very perceptive, because we are so in, Colombia 2020. Oh God. But you guys are in the heart of it, and we're I mean, I'm creating my posts on, we won't go into, But why the fuck not go into politics right now? It is the scariest Halloween of my fucking life, you guys. For like the worst reason that I never thought.
You're
It's not like,
stuck at home.
yeah, I mean we all are, but and I'm just this like Australian empath who like I have a friend who I was like, Christina, here's $25. I didn't technically vote or there's no interference, but just can you donate to Biden, please, from behalf of Ray and I? And I'm doing these things, and it's like, I just think, Levine was weirdly prescient about because we can disappear into these things. What's to say that we're not like, 5 years from like an actual Andrew Ryan Comstock figure where I'm talking like they secede, like they go find, like it could fucking happen. It's so scary that it's, weirdly, weirdly prescient. I'm away.
What I find a little more disturbing is actually Fahrenheit 455, that book, how they talked about, getting lost in the technology like that and having the seashells in their ears, which are our earbuds, which are now wireless and everything. And he said in there that disconnect is literally going to be the downfall of all of us. So the grander scheme, we're all screwed.
Izzy, I just came up with this, and I want to feel this too, Erica. So at some point in 2016, the realms of what happens usually in movies, like Roger Rabbit style, there's like they just come together. Like the movie realm, like merged with reality, and we're seeing shit in the news that is like you would only see a Batman villain say that shit. You know what I mean? On the news and stuff. And I'm just like praying to the Ken Levine dimension deciding gods to just unhook us from that so that we can. Bioshock should be like you can just flip through it and see this is why this dystopia would not work. This is why this dystopia would not work. We don't need a real world dystopia. That's the point of 1984, is to scare the fuck out of you so that you don't ever let that happen. And that's why it's actually weirdly appropriate we should be having a Bioshock podcast today. We're like 2 days out from it's so Lutesque, guys. Will this happen or won't this happen? It's
heads or tails.
So yeah, I'm not freaking out at all, guys. I'm really well adjusted. I'm coping really well. Yeah, doing really well.
I also just thought of this too. I'm sorry. I am still pretty nervous. So if my brain is like doing all of this, like hopping around,
you're killing it.
I promise I'll get comfortable one day.
Just lower your voice. Like, come down here with me. Like, because when you're up there, it means you're nervous. Just be like, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Well, actually, my voice is like that at work. Like, I'm all the way up here.
Exactly.
It's a customer service voice, yep.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
But what I wanted to say was also how I said that we're living in Columbia. We're actually living in a mixture of Columbia and Rapture, because COVID is like what happened to the people in Rapture. So it's like we're getting what we wanted, but like
not this way.
Not this way, exactly. Oh shit, that's really real. Very, very true.
If I'm gonna live in Rapture, I would prefer it to be a VR.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Also, now that we've opened the Pandora's box of politics, I just got a stress headache but I do respect and value us segueing into that, because that is so worthwhile. What is each of your stances on by the time Bioshock 4 coming out? Erica raises a very valid stance, which is that VR will be it's seemingly inevitable. I would prefer if I just think VR is way too close to the eyes. I'm happy with it just being at that distance. But in the interest of discussion, have you each had what have you been your VR experiences, number one, and number two, would you be into the idea of a Bioshock 4 with a VR option? Anyone can go first.
Oh, definitely. Because we just got the Oculus. We had pre-ordered it, so I only got it at the beginning of October. I only have Beat Saber for it because the games are somewhat expensive because it is fairly new. But it is a completely different experience. because like we talk about, you know, being immersed in the Bioshock universe, because you go along with the character.
Mm.
In VR, you are the character, and it feels so real. And like my dad, he doesn't necessarily hate technology, but he definitely doesn't like everybody knowing everything, and like he doesn't have a Facebook or anything. And I had him try it out, and he turned into a little kid. He was like, "This is so cool," and he was like throwing like the tutorial balls like everywhere, and like he was just having a blast because it feels so real. And at least with the Oculus 2, because I know they made a lot of upgrades since the original one, but you know, you put the barrier on where the space you're working in, but if your head dips out of it, that has cameras on each of the corner that will then read your surroundings in black and white. So like, not only can you actually be immersed in this, but it's also safe.
That's good. Okay, I like that. All right. I'm an old man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna change my.
That's my pitch.
That's the pitch. Okay, now you go.
Well, for me, the only time I did VR was I played Outlast, and I love Outlast so much. I love creepy stuff. And the fact that you can't fight, you have to only run away from anything that's chasing you, is great. But I think for Bioshock, the only way I would approve of it being VR is if I can actually touch what I'm seeing. I want to actually feel like I am there. If like it's great to feel as though I am the character, but it's like, let me feel things. I want to feel the air. If there's like a sprinkler,
you want a 4D theater.
Just immerse me.
We're not that far off from it, you know. We're not. I really like that, and I just want them to perfect, because when I see the gameplay of like a VR, I just see the hands just move like crab hands, unless you know the game.
It's not as great as it could be, but I know at least with the Oculus 2, they have made improvements for that. Like you can actually put down the remotes and just use your hands, and the way it reads it is weird, but it does get every individual finger. Like how you were saying, like you wanted to touch stuff, like in one of the tutorials when it's teaching you how to do things, asks you to grab the bottom two, but then the trigger not to grab it, and actually take your finger, and with your actual finger push the imaginary button. And of course it's not in front of you, but the fact that you're seeing it, you're like, oh hey, it's there.
And look, I'm saying all this stuff about like, oh, you know, I'm like, masks, why would I wear one? And I'm like putting on masks.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that one.
This could be another character, why not? You actually can't hear me through this, can you?
No, we can.
Can? Oh, okay, cool.
I think you're going to fog up sooner.
That's what they didn't think about back in Italy. Okay, Bioshock set in Renaissance Italy. Go. What do you reckon?
Ooh. I kind of had a Assassin's Creed flashback, but that would be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's where my mind went too.
I mean, now you have, even though they haven't really brought in real world figures, you have that Da Vinci kind of clockwork kind of thing that could happen with the big daddies. That could be interesting.
The Pope being Comstock.
Okay, yeah. Yes. A whole fucking place underneath Vatican City. Hey, we're just workshopping here. Mm-hmm. Serious. Can you believe that somewhere in this on this planet they're creating a brand new Bioshock? Can you fucking believe
I'm just imagining them listening and taking each and every one of these ideas that we're pitching and putting every single one in the game.
Yeah, do it. I'm serious. And again, if anything even remotely resembles anything we've pitched here, we're suing. We are. I'm kidding. It's all
like,
good.
at least put me and Erica in the live action. Come on.
No. There's no at least, because it's actually happening, and I'm going to make sure it does. So you'll be hosting that thing, because it's like you've seen the Star Wars show. You see all these, IGN editors. They have their microphones. Like, that's so fucking aggressively happening. And then you, Erica, are working for Weta Workshop. And then you are going to be a stunt coordinator or a dance coordinator for, like, the Bioshock series. Okay?
They're going to have you in the suit with all the green dots moving.
Yes. That's right. Because there has to be, like, I'm serious, like, and they are. There is so going to be a Bioshock streaming service, so like streaming series. Erica's going to do behind the scenes stuff, and also like you have to have a cameo or whatever. And you absolutely need to be doing behind the scenes dance coordination and like choreography and stuff.
I would also just love to do what Troy Baker and Laura Bailey do like they were in was it The Last of Us? Yes.
Hmm.
And they're wearing the suits with like all the dots
Yeah.
and stuff, and I want to do that. So
Yeah,
if they do,
Yeah.
if they need anyone to do that for Bioshock, I'm in
There
there.
you go. Yeah, even if
Definitely.
and they have this thing with Bioshock actually does some nice key animations, but I think, especially with the fourth one, I think there's going to be at least a 10-year gap. I don't think we're seeing Bioshock 4 until at least 2023, frankly, because it was only just announced. And it would be an interesting thing to be like 2013, Bioshock Infinite, 2023, 10 years later. And I could see them, bringing in, based on how well it. Gosh, when I was playing, have you guys played The Last of Us? We won't take too long, but Last of Us Part 2?
No.
I've already heard about it. So, like my friends ruined it for me, so don't worry,
Okay.
you can talk about it.
That's right. Well, I won't ruin it. Oh, don't. Well, by the way, even if you've had certain parts like spoiled, it doesn't. It's believe me. Like one thing that helps me with spoilers is hearing George R. R. Martin himself. He was like, if you think the only reason to watch something is to go into the whole thing unspoiled, you're. I don't think he said the word negated, but he's like, you're basically saying that all the thousands of hours and years of effort of everyone around this thing, including the costume and the music and all this, that all that those were worth for you was that that moment of freshness. And then I got this like empath crisis of like, I would never try and like reduce the work of all these amazing hardworking fucking
We appreciate everybody here.
yeah, and so you watching it despite the spoilers is like this gesture to the whole list of credits after, which most people skip through, but it's like a tribute to them. And from that point of view, I've had some shit spoiled, and like, but going into that, and I get annoyed because who wouldn't? But I do have that thing that I didn't used to handle spoilers very well before I heard that quote. And so like shout out to George R. R. Martin, George Railroad Martin, for like sorting me out. But no. So with spoilers, don't worry about it. The main thing with Last of Us is that I honestly, as I was playing it, I couldn't see like pixels. Like I just saw people. Like as they are. And what would be lovely is if we see some people cast in Bioshock 4. Like Kojima blew that open with having Mads Mikkelsen. God, Mads Mikkelsen in a Bioshock would be incredible. Hannibal, right? Like he sort of did this, Death Stranding, which I've covered pretty extensively from Kojima. So tell me actors, we need to just forget budgets. Who are some Bioshock as fuck actors? Like Tilda Swinton, like she would be amazing in some.
A Lutece?
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Any ideas that like people who have sort of a Bioshock energy to them, it's like you would be really good for this. I think, yeah, go for it. Any ideas?
Helena Bohem Carter.
I agree.
Queen. Like, and she's great because like if she's not just in her PJs like living life, it's like that, gothic, sort of Victorian wizard type sort of outfits, and she just owns it. And there's no in between. It's pardon me. It's just that. It's amazing.
I dig it. Izzy. Also, another thing, because I know you're a bit quiet. Let me just tell you. Remember, you're like a little mouse or whatever. But can I just tell you, it's all good. With podcasting, I figured this out. If you go to my earliest podcast, I'm all the way up here because I'm like worried about what people think, and I'm like, you need to just like.
It's just the three of us.
It's just the fucking three of us, and it's also. That fucking in Australia, it's like you just mung it with someone. You just fucking just like flip flops, shorts. You just don't give a fuck. Like, and you just fucking splay. Like I just.
Oh, I just don't want to be rude and talk over
oh my
because
God.
I'll cut people off.
Never.
And I don't
In fact,
If it's a good idea, I'm not going to be mad about it.
and it's insulting to me that you haven't interrupted me more, frankly. So if you could interrupt me at least 10 more times, please. Then I think we'll be even. But you're in an interrupting deficit. So, okay. Oh my God.
You need to score 3 more points.
Yeah. But also, like, it's all chill.
Stronger
Like,
than your daddy.
that's it. Also, have you recorded a podcast before, Izzy?
I did for my class.
Okay.
But it was like a test thing. We were talking about Baldwin,
Okay.
James Baldwin, for theater history,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to college for theater.
First of all, let's do that.
Yes.
Yay! Thank you.
Very proud of you.
So, when you said, "Oh, who do you imagine to be in?" I was like, "Me."
Oh, yeah,
Me?
duh. Say it. And as I said, I've said it before. That is again, I've just from reaching out, like there's such a democratization now of making connections on Twitter and Instagram. And you just get into each other's DMs, and then it's like, hey, can you come and film this day? Like that is it does happen that quickly, and just by virtue of having this orbiting and being on the show, it's just that algorithmic Venn diagram of when eventually Cloud Chamber have their Instagram going, and when there is a dedicated page, and there is that kind of cross pollination, like that is a DM away from each of you being part of it. So you need to start manifesting that, because I can't do it on my own. I can manifest, but it has to be all three of us, like the Power Rangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, I'm so fucking old.
If they release merch, I can photograph it.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that they're gonna release some stuff.
You
Like,
have no
believe it or not, I still don't have a Big Daddy figurine, so I'm really jealous of yours in the background.
Really? I'll give you mine. I have two.
No.
No, the thing is, okay, my friends knew that I love Bioshock, so they didn't know that I bought myself one. So for my birthday, everyone was like, "We pitched in and we got you a Big Daddy," and I was like, "I already have it." So now I just say, "What's better than one Big Daddy? Two Big Daddies."
Definitely.
Who doesn't want to?
I mean, I got mine,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's not the same.
Oh, but yours is the best. Yours is chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Amazing. Oh, I dig it. I dig it. And look, I mean, speaking of now because now I get overloaded by hype when you start talking about things like what could be rolling out for the new one, and I guess to kind of hype some of the listeners out. And I remember with the podcast, it's ultimately for me it started out as a self-serving thing. I was Izzy, before the show I was telling Erica how I only really started podcasting because I felt like I didn't feel represented in the podcasting sphere, because they would just really zone in on really inane shit that didn't interest me at all, like their day and like and it's like, that's fine, you can go into it, but like I'm here for like to really
The content.
and above all, I think one of the gifts of podcasting is mind's eye cinema, which is, most people are listening to this. Shout out to Izzy's friends, family, whatever, tuning in. Erica's friends, friends and family tuning in. You can say hi to them and stuff while they're washing dishes, doing whatever. And if you started just saying like, by the way, like, start thinking about what this is going to be like when this comes out, and like the standees and the giant billboard ads for Bioshock 4, because that's 2K is the same studio as like I think NBA 2K, so they have a massive amount of pull. Very similar to how like EA, they have EA Sports or whatever, but then they have Dragon Age, and we haven't even fucking started talking about Dragon Age. We're going to talk about that. Like for the order, okay. For the order, for the order 1886.
Overwhelming excitement.
Yeah, I am. And this is what's cool about, like, it's just fucking hanging out. Essentially, podcasting is just hanging out. For the order 1886, did you guys know that as a promotional thing, they had a horse-drawn cart, like 1800 style, like as a promotional thing, like go around and like people could get into the carriage, and like I think there was even a PS4 inside the carriage you could play, and it was a collaboration with Uber, right? As a promo, you could, and also there was the Chocobo Mobile as a promo for like Final Fantasy. Could you see anything interesting, real world like they could be doing for a Bioshock 4? I guess it would be based on that, but anything that comes to mind like that?
There's plenty of lighthouses.
Oh, fuck me.
They're covered on the coast of literally like every country.
We live in New England, so Erica knows that there's a lot of lighthouses.
I'm losing my shit right now.
Wait, and TikTok is a very big thing. I'm on it a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like they would probably use TikTok to also help spread.
Yeah.
Like, all right, hashtag, a lighthouse or something, and you'll just see like just a whole bunch of creators and at lighthouses, and every time they open a door, it goes to like someone else living some like
Like one of those interactive apps, like how they did Pokemon Go, and then you have to go to all the lighthouses, and each one opens a different door to a different reality.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Can you just fucking hire these two women already? I'm just directly pleading. Is it Shannon or something? Listen, Cloud Chamber. They have, this is all you need, these two. This isn't spoke blowing. Like, these are fucking incredible ideas. So that
social media marketing. We got it.
Hire them. Why not? Just fucking do it. And you guys could move to wherever they're at. Where are they based, Cloud Chamber? Where are they? Oh, they're in the US, so you guys could you could bus it.
Is it Los Angeles?
I think so. I'd have to look.
Most likely.
Yeah. They. I'm hearing more and more. So Cloud Chamber. Bioshock 4.
I mean, I've already road tripped across the country when I was younger with my parents, so
oh yeah,
nothing different to me.
Novato, California, and Montreal, Quebec is where they're based.
Quebec is closer.
Okay, so there you go. You guys are moving to Quebec next year. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine. I like adventure.
I don't like snow. Like we had snow the other day, and it made me so sad. I was like, we had snow before Halloween again.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be awesome if, like, as an Easter egg to make all of, us big fans, like, as a hashtag or a way to bring everyone in, like, oh, would you kindly, and then, like...
Yes.
Like, that's the hashtag. Like, hashtag would you kindly, and, like, oh...
I see that being used more and more because like we were talking before you came in, my Animal Crossing island, I did end up putting it on that website that I was sending you screenshots, like because people were like, oh my god, hey, and in one of their thing it's would you kindly leave a review of my island, and I didn't put that in, like that's their actual like plug when you're putting your island info in, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it.
Good. Fuck yeah. Okay, all right. Neither of us, I'm just as guilty. We cannot forget this woman's name. Her name is Kelly Gilmore, okay?
Kelly Gilmore.
KG. She's the KG, all right?
Burning in my brain.
Burning in my brain.
Gilmore Girls. That's a show. That is how I will remember it.
That's how
Association, yes.
Okay, Melissa McCarthy confirms to be in Bioshock 4. She'd be great in it, actually. I think she'd be great. I think Kate McKinnon would be great. I don't know. Why not? Get some people who want to prove their dramatic chops. Norman Reedus actually was a good fit because he had this thing of someone said, oh gosh, they were talking about Willem Dafoe, and now I obviously have to talk about The Lighthouse. Have you seen The Lighthouse, Izzy? Like with Robert Pattinson?
Yes. It's good movie. Okay. Or good film, but to me it felt like Eraserhead, which like no matter how many times I see it, my head hurts and I'm like, no more, please.
It's like, just like with Lynch, the idea is to make you feel something more than it making too much sense. I guess it's like an experiential thing. Jodorowsky does that a lot. I think it's Hodor, I think you say. I love Jodorowsky. Have you guys seen many? Have you seen that at all? Like any of his stuff? The Holy Mountain.
But I understand kind of what you're getting at, like Studio Ghibli and Disney get compared a lot, how they like touch you. And there was a quote somewhere that I had saw that Disney touches your heart, but Ghibli touches your soul.
Oh, my heart and my soul. I love that. Well, someone has to. I'm gonna actually Google it later. Bioshock done in the style of Ghibli. I could actually hack a really beautifully made Bioshock anime. I'd be open for that actually.
Oh,
I'm not much into the anime sphere but again, Ghibli.
There's many different styles when it comes to anime because you have like I don't know, the 80s and 90s, which I don't prefer, and then you have the more modernized, and then you have the like quote unquote American anime, which is more of just plain animation.
Yeah, like Ruby.
Yeah, oh my god, Ruby. That's another conversation, girl. Because that one is all computer. It's all computer.
Rooster Teeth and like Red
versus Blue.
However they do it, as long as they do it justice, I'm happy.
Okay. It's sad that we don't have Red versus Blue type things anymore, like the Machinima. Yeah, there you go. Okay, this is for Izzy. Atlantis, obviously, we talked about. I know. I love that. That's like your one-woman campaign, which is slowly turning into like however many, Insta people / TikTok people. What's your bigger platform? Is it Insta or TikTok?
It's definitely
Okay.
I'm trying to make Instagram a thing. I mean, my like name is the same everywhere, like Muse left everywhere. But it's just because there have been rumors that Atlantis is being done a live action, and I'm like, please, me.
Yes.
Everyone says, even
Yes.
before I dyed my hair blonde, that I look like her, and I'm just manifesting as much as I can.
Manifesting, and that's my word.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got that. And Disney Plus has honestly blown open the doors for all kinds of the volume. The place where they're filming The Mandalorian is essentially replacing. I know they're replacing blue screen in a beautiful way. In fact, there's all kinds of articles written about it. And by the time you are in the Atlantis series, which you will be, say it with me, you will be.
I will.
Yes. It'll have been like developed to even further kind of extent where they can like do all kinds of new things. But honestly, I just watched episode 1 of the next season of Mandalorian. It's just indistinguishable. They may as well have been shooting on location. Like it's just incredible. So that's your mission. Erica, do you have something along those lines apart from opening your Bioshock themed amazing bar that has like the elevator that takes you down to the bar that we talked about last time?
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be Bioshock related.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty much content. Like,
That's great.
I'm very easy to please.
All right. Okay, that's cool. I think a mission is very. I think there's a lot of, you can look into the astrology of it, but there's a lot of crazy change happening in the universe now. That priorities, very different lives.
I'm taking it one day at a time at this point.
Taking it. Thank you. Actually, we needed that. Izzy and I, you and I, we can manifest all we want, but if the world ends in 3 days, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it was supposed to end in 2012 when the Mayan calendar ended. Like, how many times have I been through this? Like, and I'm still here.
Yeah, there was a top comment somewhere where someone said the Mayans got it like just one. They switched it around. It wasn't 2012. It was 2021. So they just. I don't know.
Nice knowing you guys.
It won't happen because I'm going to open a tear. I don't care what anyone says.
Just get at it. Take us with you, please, Izzy. Take all the listeners with you too.
I'm hopping over at Erica, and then we'll come meet you.
Normally, I joke with people like when they go on vacation. I'm like, I'm small enough I could fit in a suitcase, but with you, I don't have to.
I normally wouldn't because everyone's got different kind of views on it, but I'm very open with it. I'm just straight up like white. I've got some Polish, maybe some Italian, a bit of Scottish. Ray has this amazing like it's Moroccan and she's got some Egyptian and stuff. But whenever you turn your head, I swear I see Mayan. Are you? Do you have some kind of heritage there with like? Yeah, I want to ask, Izzy.
Well, here's the thing. There's a thing. I don't know if you guys do it over there, but. It's like to check your DNA, 23andMe, I think.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do one of those because my mom said that we're Puerto Rican, but she knows that we're something more. But sadly, I don't have any living grandparents. Or I have a grandma who's alive, but she has dementia, so she doesn't remember anything. So it's like I can't really ask, like, hey, where's the family from? But what my mom knows from her mom before she passed away was that we are somewhere in Europe. She's not sure if it's like Mediterranean.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Or like Spain, but she said it's something because our noses. I thought growing up it was like Native American, but my mom's like, no, it's more like I don't think Egyptian. It's more Italy.
Could be a bit of Spanish there. Ray, she could almost be from anywhere. She's got the. You saw. I've linked her a bunch, like Egyptian, Bangla, and Moroccan. That's her sort of kind of mix. But honestly, you and just like her, you guys could sort of be from anywhere. Like you could be from like Spain or Portugal or whatever. And I want to say you have all of Northern Europe covered, including Transylvania. I just want to say this, Erica. You could just be like, hey, what's up? Come to my like Ukrainian like amazing mansion.
Come to my lair.
You need to. You both.
I mean, I know my family is so many different things that we've actually like lost count. Like, when people ask, I'm like German and Spanish because I know that's like the bigger chunks of it.
I'm Janish.
Norwegian, Swedish, like and like I know my last name is actually Lithuanian,
Oh,
so I definitely have some root there. But they say you're like what 6 people between like everybody else or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know, related somehow. So we're all one essentially.
Yeah. That's almost a really good thesis statement for the whole episode. We are all one. Let's not fight. And we are all in one and simultaneously all the dimensions.
There's only one race, the human race.
Yeah.
I figured I'd reveal this at this point. So do you have either of you an ability to quickly type twitter.com/Albert Chessa, like my Twitter name? If you don't have that, it's just for like this reveal thing I want to do. It's really lame.
Wait, you want us to type it?
Yeah. So twitter.com/Albert Chessa. ALBERTCHESSA.
Wait.
Because a thing should technically happen when you do that, apparently, today.
Wait, what is it? Twitter.com.
/ALBERTCHESSA. Just like my my name on Insta whenever I've like linked myself. Apparently something happens when you do that. Today. If you're not having any luck, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
You mean because it's your birthday and then something goes, whoo.
That's right. It is my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I didn't need the internet. It wasn't even working. I was like, I'm going to tap into my mind reading skills.
Cool.
Happy birthday!
Blah 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 blah. When I like to be super fucking productive on my birthday. That's why I'm recording. I can't do the thing of like, it's bring me the gifts and let's do the thing. I'm after this, literally I'm going downstairs to like just tidy the basement because it's the only way I'm stressed. And it's important, it's so weird because we are
you can hug Mr. Bubbles.
Thank you. Oh, is that okay? Beautiful. Also, I'll be clipping out like parts of the show like I did with Eric and I's episode last time that you guys can share on your respective channels. We are at 1:26, so that would make us having recorded for almost an hour and a half exactly. You develop an internal podcaster clock at some point. How are we all doing? And what's the time for everyone also over there?
It's 10:26 p.m. or 10:30.
Okay. Sorry, I always round up.
Yeah, 10:30.
I always run a little late, so I always round up so that way I'm on time.
I might actually peel away and go and be the birthday boy if that's might do that. But I gotta say, you both keep outdoing each last episode with just more kindredness, more awesomeness, and I am looking forward to just. I was saying again, you will be able to see this later. Izzy, but before you were coming on, it was just Eric and I talking. First of all, I mentioned isn't it lovely that she's waiting to be invited on? I'm like, it is your show. Like when I send you the link, just come in through the door. You know what I mean? We're Mediterranean, just come in. Right? So there was that, but also I wanted to say just like with the Harry Potter kids or whatever, it would be so cool in 50 years, not 50 years, oh my god, 50 episodes. For you guys to be able
I don't want to wait that long.
No. Because I know that you only recently met each other, 2019. But there's the sisterhood there's the kinship, especially. We won't go into it, but we had a moment.
Yes, I do. Hold on. Let me get it from the wall.
Oh, you stole that!
That's really sweet.
I handed out only probably 15 or 20 of those. It was very limited.
Aww.
Yeah, it means so much to me. I put it on my calendar so I see it every morning.
Oh.
I'm taking my hat off to that.
That means so much. That means so much to me. Because when we met, Bioshock has been out for a while. It's the community is there, but it's quiet. You know. Yeah. So when I see everybody in cosplay and actually enjoying it, I get so excited. Even in a while back, somebody else was like, oh my god, that's you? I have this total candid photo of you from the con. And I was like, when did you take that? And it's me trying to put the piece of the dome back into Big Daddy. Yeah. And another one was like, oh, that's you? Yeah, no, you've been cosplay famous in our house before I knew you were in this group. And I was like, oh, hey.
That's wonderful.
And I think it's just the Spanish in me, but when I meet someone and we just click, automatically in my head, I'm like, family.
Best
Family.
We're
friend,
family
yes.
now. You
Yeah.
can't get out of it.
That's right.
Definitely.
Tutte e due di voi siete la mia famiglia. Both of you are my
Oh.
family as well, because I'm Italian. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, literally. Oh, wow. Like super heartwarming. Like I keep getting, I think that I keep getting like crustier and more jaded, but like that was just so wholesome and like heart melting, really beautiful. But yeah, here's to many more, guys. Like I'm really stoked to kind of see that path of, I'm sure you'll be like messaging and like getting to know each other outside of the shows. And always remember, there's like quintuple zero pressure ever to record on time, ever have to record, blah blah blah. Like it's the complete, because we all have like work and study and stuff, so it has to be an escape from that. It has to have no connotations of like rush to come home. It's like it's all chill. If like whatever
I was so excited. I even asked my boss, I was like, can I get out of work just for like 10 minutes earlier, please? They didn't even ask why. I was like, thank you, goodbye.
Bye.
I need to be in my room.
But conversely, if it comes to being a great excuse to leave work early, please do say to whoever you just say, actually, sorry, I have a recording. I need
a mental health check. Like, can I dip?
That's right. Also, and I'm just, again, I say this, I'm such a daggy old man, but I'm just so grateful to have found, I couldn't have hoped to have found better co-hosts for the show. And I think it's a cool kind of melding of the different dimensions, if we want to use a Bioshock term, that managed to kind of reach through the
we cover all the bases.
Yeah, through the tears and find like the actual perfect duo. So that's you guys.
We'll definitely be hopping in and out of cosplay in these episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode I'll be in pajamas, but then after that I'll be corset Elizabeth.
Yes.
Right.
That's my favorite version, because I actually have a few corsets.
And if we hit a certain Patreon tier, I will go as Elizabeth. I'm kidding. We haven't set up the Patreon yet if we're going to do that.
We should.
Okay, all right. Well, again, we grow this into whatever each of your respective communities respond with, blah, blah, blah. I just like to facilitate and connect and, there you go.
I just want COVID to be over, so like maybe we could just all go to Australia, or you can come here and we'll just all meet up in New York.
Yes, I think I mentioned it last time too, but there's another cosplayer that I haven't actually met her yet, but Jamie Stonedead on Instagram. She has connections to one of those like escape room things, and one of the rooms is Bioshock themed, and she had done a photo shoot with her big sister outfit there. Excellent. So if we could all just meet there.
Done.
Yes,
I love
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Okay. Done. And seriously, like, when we went in 2016, we were like, this place feels like an extension of our souls. Like, we love New York so much. So if we were to move anywhere, we'd be there. And yeah, let's really manifest. In fact, the next time we speak, it'll be after, November 3rd and stuff. So sending good vibes to you, and lots of love from Ray and I to both of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take it easy, everyone. And until next time, do you guys want to sign off or whatever? Say goodbye.
Well, happy birthday again. Enjoy yourself.
Happy birthday.
No, say goodbye to the listeners. I don't know. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Now we're in the post show, like the green room. You know this theater lady. Okay. By the way, also, I don't know if I told you this, Erica, but I was in a play. And it was it's not that impressive. In 2004, I was quartermaster Hitchens for the Broadway version, not on Broadway, but we did it at the Canberra Theatre. There was a Broadway production of Titanic the musical. So
okay.
I was the guy who drove the ship into the iceberg. Great job. Great job. So, Erica, have you ever done any theater like Izzy here?
No. All through like high school and stuff, I was very, very shy, like complete wallflower. And then when I got to college, I was like, I'm gonna embrace this. I could actually do what I want, especially because I went to an art school. So like my photography class, like my graduating photography class from my grade there was 5 of us. So we're like really close now, and then that's kind of how I came into being and when I really started doing cosplay seriously.
That's cool. And give us a little rundown of this theater stuff you've done, Izzy, and like your dancing as well.
Yes, Miss Ballerina.
Get it.
So I've done Cats the musical. I did that in high school. And I refuse to watch the live action or whatever that horrible thing that they did. I refuse to watch it. It's so cringe. Yeah. I'm like, you want to see real? I have the DVD of when I was in it on stage. That is a musical.
That's great.
But I've done.
Also, congratulations on the DVD. You're not gonna get away with that. Seriously, well done.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I've done like a few things for friends, like when I wasn't in college yet, and they were doing like projects. I've done a few stuff, but mostly it was just me. I think I've gotten more comfortable when TikTok used to be Musical.ly.
Okay.
I used to use that a lot, and I had it on private, just like because it was just for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's like it's helped a lot, like for college now, because I'm in it's a 2-year community college.
Cool.
So it's not a real theater place. But
that doesn't matter. It's all about the experience and what you learn.
Yeah, I agree with Erica.
I know, but out there in the real world, they'll see like, oh.
No, like that's the thing. That's one of the biggest misconceptions about college is that, like, you could be from Harvard or Yale. It doesn't matter. It could be the community college. As long as you have the qualifications and you actually produce the work that whoever's hiring you wants, it doesn't matter where you got the degree from. They honestly don't care.
Yeah, straight up. Same here.
I'm like really excited, but also at the same time, because everything that's been happening, this year, in my head, I'm like, they'll never pick me for these roles because I'm not white. And it's just like, and my director, I know my director, who's also my advisor, she's like, don't think like that, because then, you'll think like that, and then you'll choke when you're in your auditions. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna think like that.
Yeah, no, you have to manifest it, because then that turns into your confidence.
Yeah. And again, we have the ability to literally, like, not to be corny, but you know how Elizabeth like pulls things from other realities. Like, there isn't a reality where you will get to Broadway, whatever you want to achieve. You just have to pull yourself to it. It's honestly valid language to use. Like, you have to manifest it and then pull it in. I want to note on that. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I can't remember her name. She's wonderful. The actress who plays Rosa. And she was talking about having gone in to audition for Melissa Fumero's role on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she was like, I learned that Melissa got the role, and I felt so happy for her, but then I felt sad because, and then they called me back for Rosa, but because she couldn't believe, and this is lame and it shouldn't even be a thing, but because she started crying because she's like, I never thought they would hire 2 Hispanic people, two Hispanic women. And I was like, they are the greatest fucking characters in that series, and I'm so you're a munchkin. You're gonna be part of that wave of like us evolving as a fucking human race away from the fucking mentality of the 30s where only certain people, like, fuck that. Like, everyone needs to just loosen the fuck up.
The boomers are slowly dying off.
Yeah, bye. That's right. Anyway, have you enjoyed your almost 2 hours hanging out with the Italian grandpa? I'm glad you have.
I was so nervous because I was like, what if like I just talk and they don't like anything that I'm saying?
Just enough. Erica, can you...
I totally understand. The first time I was legit like, I don't have the study guide to this quiz.
You don't have study guides when you go and hang out with friends? Like, there's no guide to just hanging... There's no guide to hanging out. There you go.
This is true.
I will never...
I think it's just how I was raised growing up. With a father who didn't really support, the dreams that I had. So it's like, I'm always trying to like, not show
soften
myself
the blow.
Because, but you saw my recent post. I am trying to shine brighter, and I got a lot of messages. Like, everyone was like, yeah, we've noticed like you've grown so much, and I'm like, oh, okay, good. It's like, also scary that you guys have been watching me, but I know they meant in like a loving way. Like I blossomed.
No, but honestly, because, and like I think I mentioned this last time when we had talked. Like there was a coworker that I have, and she's great. She's great at her job, but the way that she carries herself, she's very intimidating. So she gets shut out just because of that. You know, so if you just are you and you shine, and especially because, you know, positive vibes breed positive vibes.
They do.
It only can be good stuff from there. And like even like he was saying, the lady didn't get the role that she wanted, but she ended up getting another role. You won't know unless you shoot your shot.
That's right. And we, just move away from the idea of you know, selfhood being like, some people equate selfhood to selfishness. It's like, no, you're just being yourself, you know. And
yes, I'm learning that.
so you're fine. Big hugs.
Life is too short.
That's right. Big hugs. Okay, get in this, Erica. Get in here. All right, take care, everyone. Great to see you both, and so good to have a very lovely inaugural episode with Izzy here. Did you have a good time?
I did.
Okay, fantastic.
I wish it was longer.
I know.
We could go all night.
If only I wasn't. I was gonna say if only I wasn't born, but no, I have that birthday stuff that I have to do. But no, but yeah, like let's do a thing where, I don't know, we'll figure out a time where we can go literally as long as we like. And one thing I'll eventually also be able to do is, because I do want to see just you and you two, just like you guys go, and like I want to see like that as a listener. I get to kind of step back and sort of see both of you guys sort of take ownership of it and stuff. But it is only ever as comfortable and as like, you know, gradual as you guys like. And I know I mentioned the Patreon thing or whatever, but it's just like so insanely like you know, natural and organic to what you each want. Then I will like happily just move around what you guys want to do. So skills, good time. Amazing.
I'm a big planner, so I know if it would be like, if it was just me and Erica, I would want to like, all right, let's meet up, you know, at Starbucks or something, and let's just think of topics for each video.
Yes.
That's how I am. But it's like, it's like for each video, it's not only going to be like that. Like there's going to be a lot of randomness and talking about other things, but
yeah, always. We always go off on a tangent.
Yeah, tangents are super welcome, and remember that's like the heart of it. But like, you're more than welcome to put stuff together, and I am just here kind of just to sort of connect and sort of like facilitate and make promo art. But yeah, you guys are the show, so don't forget it. Skills. Okay, another round of hugs. I feel like I'm at the door. You know when you're like saying goodbye to relatives. You just,
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. All right. Great to see you guys, and we'll speak soon. Okay. Bye.
Yes, bye. I know. We'll do something. We'll get together or have another call.
That's right. We will. Okay. Bye. Great to see you guys.
bye.
Bye.